Hi everyone, it's Dr. Jenelle Kim and Craig Nandoo of JBK Wellness Labs, and we are here with an amazing human being, but also a friend, Brandon Ford, who is with Lubrizol. And he is going to tell us a little bit about who he is, where you can find him, and then we're going to dive into some of the most innovative ingredients in his humble but very experienced, over 15 years experience, opinion.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
no, thank you. So Brandon Ford, I'm with the Lubrizol Corporation. I've been in the beauty industry for 17 years. Working in both the legal side, the operations side, and then the ingredient and sales and commercial side. So it's an exciting place for me. I love it. I absolutely love it. The creativity and the thoughtfulness of beauty brands is so inspirational. So I'm glad to be a part of the industry.
Well, we are glad that you're a part of it as well.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Absolutely. Were you going to say something, Craig?
I was going to ask you, Brandon, one of the things that I love about this industry is that we have so many people that are willing to help each other.
Yes.
One of the things, when you're starting a brand, there's a lot of murky kind of waters, if you will. How do I go about this? How do I go about that? How do I avoid maybe potential pitfalls?
Sure.
Let me ask you, with the brands sometimes that you've worked with and some of the ingredients that you've worked with, what have you found to be kind of the best way for a brand to kind of attack their strategy?
Yeah, a clear plan is number one. So if you can outline, and this is what I'm always telling brands, is can you outline the strategy for the next 1 to 2 or 2 to 5 is actually even better, years of the products that you would like to see in the market.
Yes, that's huge.
Think about the trends that are happening right now and start planning your product development now for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years.
That's exactly
so
right.
that when you are approaching a contract manufacturing partner, you have a clear plan about what you need from them, and then they don't have to guess.
Yes, and also in our experience as the experts on that side, it's so important. Of course, we can always pivot and we evolve. So let me just say that I am of the Dow. But it is so important to have that plan, because when you come to a manufacturer and you think of these things, you're not always rushed. Right? So that is really important, because as we know, as a principle of life, when you're rushed, mistakes can happen.
You're not rushed. You're not rushed, and you're not guessing.
Yes.
So it's not like you're putting a bunch of options out there that they're like, oh no, oh yes, oh no, oh yes.
That's exactly right.
Right?
It's purposeful.
It's purposeful,
and people know
it's
the difference.
intentional.
Yes,
absolutely. I agree.
We're saying it at the same time. That's how much we feel strong. That was not rehearsed.
And so along the lines of that, you're working with brands. You're working with new kind of cutting edge ingredients. We're here at Beauty Matter. We're talking about what's next in beauty.
Yep.
So you just came from
Suppliers Day.
Suppliers Day, Society of Cosmetic Chemists.
Yep.
In Long Beach, I believe.
Long Beach, yes.
And so what are some of the things that you're seeing, some of the upcoming trends, and maybe some ingredients that are really turning hot?
Yeah, so I mean, I of course I have to plug Lubrizol ingredients.
Yes, of course, please do.
But I think from a trend perspective, we're seeing much more natural focused ingredients as a part of the overall strategy that you're seeing from suppliers.
Yes.
And how they innovate, green chemistry, those types of things.
Amazing.
Marine-based ingredients, things that are sustainable, they're ecologically safe, etc. So we're just seeing a lot more of that come into the market. It's beautiful. Almost becoming table stakes.
Yes.
For suppliers and for brands to be able to say that what I put into the world is safe.
Yes.
Safe for you to put on your skin.
Yeah.
And safe to be out in the world.
In the environment and nature.
So for us, we introduced an ingredient almost 20 plus years ago, argireline.
Yes.
And we reintroduced it.
Yes.
Using green chemistry this time.
Okay.
So now we're thinking about it in a sustainable way.
Love that.
How can we manufacture this peptide? It's a hexapeptide for expression wrinkles.
They say it's like a natural Botox.
Acetyl hexapeptide 8.
See, we do know the behind the scenes. That's what is very cool.
So we've reintroduced it using green chemistry and thinking about the manufacturing process in a more sustainable way.
Yes.
And people are really appreciating it, and they're loving the idea that, hey, I can have this peptide in my product. We can reduce fine lines and wrinkles, and you can start seeing results in 5 days.
Yes, that's right. There's a lot of studies behind this.
Exactly.
Or clinical trials, rather.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, it was
Right.
produced using green chemistry.
Yeah, see, that's amazing because I don't want to take too much time here,
No,
but
yeah.
something I don't always share. 20 years ago, when I started in formulation, taking the herbs from my lineage, putting them in
Yes.
luxury skincare products, and I do this because people weren't doing that back then, right?
Exactly.
Talking about herbs, plant medicine, natural was over a lot of people's heads. And what
Right.
that also meant was we did not have a lot to work with.
Right.
So being in the
Right.
lab for hours, I mean, there were times we did not sleep. Literally, we'd like lock the door in our lab and we just willed it to happen because we knew the effects were there of the ingredients. Of course,
Yes.
it's herbal medicine. It's
Yes.
from my lineage.
Yes,
This is what I live and
exactly.
breathe. But then when we went to go mix it, it wasn't so easy to make it smell beautiful and feel beautiful. Now we did it because we willed it to happen,
Right.
and we found ways. But now there's so many more options that we have. So many.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I love
Absolutely.
I love that you highlight that part of it, Brandon, too, the sustainability aspect, because
Yes.
a lot of times when you're developing an ingredient, if it becomes a blockbuster ingredient like our
Right.
Geraldine did,
Yes.
then you're now sourcing more of these raw ingredients to make it, and so
Exactly.
you kind of have to look at it a different way, and that's a huge
Absolutely.
thing that our industry is gearing towards.
Yeah.
So you're seeing that as a trend, certainly.
Absolutely. So Lubrizol, from the beginning of its kind of thought process around thinking about sustainability and thinking about how we create and we produce our ingredients.
Yes.
We've thought about the ecological, environmental impact. So when we started our Biotech line,
Yes.
so looking at biotech, marine-based ingredients, it was all about, hey, I need to go into this environment and I'm going to take a bacteria or something from it,
Yes.
but I'm only going to take it once.
Right.
I'm going to take one sample. I'm not going to take a bunch of samples.
Right.
And then I'm going to take it back to the lab and I'm going to reproduce it there.
Yes.
Instead of harming and trying to pull
Right.
from the environment every single time
Right.
I need to produce this, I can take it back to the lab, I can reproduce it, and I can do it in a way that is consistent
Right.
in quality. So the QA and the QC on it is consistent every time.
Okay.
But I'm not harming the environment by going out and trying to pull this bacteria or microorganism, I should say,
Yes.
from the environment every single time I need to
Very
reproduce
interesting.
a new ingredient.
Absolutely. Huh, very
So
interesting.
so we've done that from when we started thinking about sustainability, and we created our biotech line. We have an ingredient called Antarcticine. It's based upon a microorganism that was harvested from Antarctica,
Right.
as I guess the name implies.
Right.
And it is a extremophile.
Yes.
So we said to ourselves, if it can survive in
Yep.
this environment, can we harness those benefits
Yes,
that
absolutely.
it uses?
Similar principle to adaptogens.
Exactly.
Adaptogens. Like
Exactly.
because this ingredient, that's very a solid foundation or principle of herbal medicine.
Okay,
That if this
okay.
plant or this ingredient, this microorganism can survive harsh environments,
Yes.
when we introduce it in some beautiful way into or onto our bodies,
Yeah.
it gives us that strength.
That
I mean,
strength.
that's the way I like to think of it
and that's
describe it.
and that's exactly how Lubrizol has looked
Right.
at it when we're looking at these new ingredients
Right.
and going out into the environment to find them.
Yes,
So,
that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Brandon. We
Thank
could sit
you.
here, you all don't know, we literally could sit here for hours.
Yeah,
which
I
maybe
could.
we will.
I
at some
definitely
point,
could.
right? but today, that is our time.
Thank you.
And so thank you so much, Brandon.
Wait,
for
we
being
have
here with
one
us.
important question for Brandon,
Oh, yes, that's right. We're not done.
which is, here we are, we're at a beauty show, Beauty
Yes.
Matter, we're talking about beauty. Based on your experience, your life experience, but also being in the industry for as long as you have,
Yep.
as a veteran, what does beauty mean to you?
So beauty means to me creativity and innovation.
Love that.
When I watch the brands that excuse me that pop up literally every single day,
Yes, this is the truth.
it's all about creativity and innovation.
Yeah, I love that.
Everybody's trying to push the envelope on what it means to be beautiful
Right.
and how we define it.
Yes.
And I love that. I love the fact that beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder.
Yes, that's beautiful.
And we're thinking about it that way now.
Yes.
We say that,
Yes.
but we never
Now
we
we're
never
following
practiced
through.
it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Now we're actually doing it.
Yes.
We're saying
absolutely.
beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and as long as you feel beautiful, you are beautiful.
That's right. I absolutely love that.
And that
Thank
is
you,
beautifully said.
Brandon. This is true. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Tell us one more time where we can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me at Brandon Lee Ford, BrandonLee Ford, on Instagram.
Beautiful.
So check me out there,
Absolutely.
and you can get to all my links and all of that stuff from there.
Of course.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
beautiful that side of that world is.
Yeah.
And so there you have it. Brandon,
you.
definitely stay in contact with us. Dr. Jenelle Kim, Craig at JBK Wellness Labs.